World War III might be closer than most people realize. The United States has crossed a line, not in speeches, not in threats, but in action. American forces have begun intercepting and seizing oil vessels linked to Venezuela, including ships connected to Russia. For the first time in years, this is no longer economic pressure written on paper. It is physical. It is direct. It is happening on the open sea. At the same time, US and NATO forces are increasing their military posture across Europe. Jets are being repositioned. Troops are being placed on alert. Officially, this is called readiness. In reality, this is what nations do when they are preparing for the possibility that something goes wrong. This tension did not appear out of nowhere. It traces back to Venezuela, a country sitting on the largest proven oil reserves on Earth. When Europe cut Russia off from much of its energy market, Venezuela quietly became an alternative route, not just for Russia, but for China and other American rivals. Now, Washington is tightening that route. By choking Venezuelan oil exports and enforcing it with force, the United States is not just punishing Caracas, it is squeezing Moscow and its partners from another direction. Russia is already weakened by a long and expensive war in Ukraine. Money is thinner, resources are stretched, options are limited. And that is exactly the point. This is not a rush to bombs or missiles. This is something far more calculated. It is pressure. It is slow suffocation. It is geopolitical checkmate. Instead of striking the king directly, the game is being played by removing the pieces one by one. Take away funding, take away energy routes, take away allies' breathing space, then force negotiations. That is the board the United States is trying to set. Russia has already called the seizure of its tanker illegal and an act of piracy. The language is getting sharper. The nerves are getting tighter. The margin for mistakes is shrinking. The goal is clear: to corner Russia and China, to weaken leverage, to force Vladimir Putin to negotiate on American terms. This is how major wars usually begin, not because someone wants them, but because too many powerful players keep pushing at the same time, and one day, someone miscalculates. Is World War III inevitable? No. But is the world in a dangerous and highly flammable phase right now? Absolutely. Putin is weaker than he was years ago. The war in Ukraine has consumed men, weapons, money, and political capital. The West knows this. That is why the pressure is increasing, not decreasing. The goal is not immediate destruction. The goal is to force a queen to be surrendered without burning the entire chessboard. Let us hope wisdom wins, because history has shown us again and again that when great powers start testing each other's limits, the world usually pays the price. Once events move from ships to missiles, no one remains a spectator. Everything now depends on how America plays this hand. If the strategy is precise, controlled, and disciplined, peace is still possible. If it is miscalculated, the consequences will be severe. Follow Chris Lore.